If you still call yourself a Republican today, stop pretending that you don't know what that means. You've chosen fascism. Own it. Don't act offended when someone calls you a fascist. You have earned that title. Let's break it down. Fascism isn't about principles or policies. It's about power. Seizing it, holding it, and crushing anyone who gets in the way. Historian Robert Paxton nails it. Fascism thrives on obsessive preoccupation with community decline, humiliation, or victimhood, and compensates with cult-like unity and purity. It weaponizes fear and anger, glorifies violence, scapegoats the powerless, and dismantles democracy from within. Sound familiar? It should. The MAGA movement is fascism. Make America Great Again is nothing but a dog whistle for exclusion, for a fantasy of a wider, narrower America. It celebrates violence, from calling neo-Nazis in Charlottesville very fine people to the bloodthirsty chants of Hang Mike Pence on January 6th. It silences dissent with Trump's cries of enemy of the people aimed at the press and threats to imprison anyone who stands in his way. And at the rotten core of it all, Trump, the wannabe dictator. He's cast himself as the savior of a nation that doesn't even exist, propped up by lies about immigrants, liberals, and the so-called deep state. His rallies are cult spectacles of loyalty. His scapegoating of marginalized groups feeds the mob's rage. His methods aren't new. They're straight out of the fascist playbook. For years, people like me warned you where this was heading. When Trump told the Proud Boys to stand back and stand by, you waved it off. When he called protesters thugs and said when the looting starts, the shooting starts, you shrugged. It's just talk, you said. It's just politics. Well, it wasn't just talk, was it? Words incite. Words kill. Words led to January 6th. On that day, Trump's mob, your mob, attacked the very heart of our democracy. They beat police officers with flagpoles and fire extinguishers. They smeared shit on the walls of the Capitol. They screamed for blood. Mike Pence's, Nancy Pelosi's, anyone who dared defy their wannabe dictator. And they did it all while waving Trump's banners and chanting his name. And now, after all of that, Trump isn't just defending them. He's calling them patriots. He's pardoning them all. Terrorists who tried to overthrow our government with brute force are welcomed as heroes by Trump and his party. These pardoned criminals aren't quietly fading away either. People like Enrique Tarrio and Stuart Rhodes are back in the media ranting about retribution against the law enforcement officers and legislators who brought them to justice. Others are calling for violence against the cops and bailiffs from the jails they were in. Some of them have already been arrested for new crimes because they're emboldened, unrepentant, and dangerous. Meanwhile, the Capitol Police, who defended our democracy, are being harassed by these fascists and their supporters. The people who bled to protect this country are being targeted while the party you support cheers on their attackers. This is where the Republican Party stands. It's not about policy. It's not about patriotism. It's about fascism. It's about violence. It's about dismantling democracy to crown one man king. And if you're still standing with them, you're not just complicit. You're an active participant. Stop pretending this is politics as usual. Stop hiding behind party loyalty. If you're with them, you are the problem. You are a fascist. Dietrich Bonhoeffer, who fought the Nazis, said, "Silence in the face of evil is evil itself." You can't stay silent. You can't stand by. If you support this, if you defend this, you're on the side of fascism, and history will remember. Pick a side, because right now, you're standing with traitors and terrorists.
拜拜。